Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Tan and welcome to Providence Money Wisdom, an original podcast inspired by my book Money Wisdom, Simple Truths for Financial Wellness. In this podcast, I'll be sharing simple financial truths to guide you in navigating through the minefields of misinformation and false promises in order to achieve financial security and peace of mind. The 6 distinct stages of retirement. A survey was done in 2010 to understand the retirement journey of individuals. That survey was called the New Retirement Mindscape II Study 2010 by Ameriprise Financial Inc. Indeed, understanding what retirement planning should be is a good starting point. The study details 6 distinct stages in this journey. Stage 1. Imagination. This stage is 6 to 15 years before retirement. Individuals in this stage start to form ideas and are positive about what retirement would be. They start to plan for it, but because of other more immediate financial obligations, they can't do much and generally feel unprepared. Stage 2. Hesitation. This is 3 to 5 years before retirement. Individuals begin to visualize retirement but question their own preparedness. As such, they begin to actively seek advice and are especially concerned about health insurance. Stage 3. Anticipation, and this is 2 years before retirement. Individuals at this stage are excited about retirement, feel most on track and prepared. This is the stage where they feel most empowered, happiest and hopeful. Stage 4. Realization, and this stage is retirement day and the year following. But individuals at this stage, they feel let down. It is not what they had imagined it to be. The loss of job income is the hardest thing. They are also concerned about physical disability. They feel the least happy in this stage of all the stages. Isn't that an irony? And then we come to stage 5, reorientation, which is 2 to 15 years after retirement. Individuals, after coping with early feelings of disappointments, begin to adapt to the retirement lifestyles by modifying their goals and routines. They feel that having control over time is the best thing about retirement. However, concern over health increases. And then we come to the last stage, stage 6, which is called reconciliation. This is 16 or more years after retirement. Individuals at this stage begin to experience physical disabilities and sense of emptiness. They also enjoy lesser of retirement. Loss of social connection is the hardest thing. Although this survey was conducted in the US and one might say it is not relevant to retirees living in this part of the world, our more than 20 years of experience working with our clients at different stages of their retirement journey shows these emotions to be true, even for retirees in Singapore. As such, we advocate a holistic retirement planning model that puts a retiree's purpose at the center of all his financial decisions. This was something that I spoke about in the previous episode. Having a clear sense of purpose gives clarity to the kind of life one wants to live now, before retirement, and enable him to continue to live this meaningful life even into retirement. It is this clarity that will mitigate the negative emotions throughout the individual's retirement journey and encourage the individual to live a healthy lifestyle. I've explained this in great detail in earlier episodes. The rest of the financial decisions, such as insurance planning, mental incapacity planning, legacy planning, is done to support his life decision, that is, his purpose. In addition, the individual will need to make sure his monies are properly managed to allow him to live his purposeful retirement life. In this regard, There are 5 risks that retirees face, some of which I have already elaborated in the earlier episode. Well, some of these risks would be longevity risk, the risk of money running out before you do, inflation risk, risk of diminishing purchasing power of your retirement fund, and healthcare risk, risk of high medical costs during your retirement years, investing risk, risk of you getting out of the markets at the wrong time and realizing loss, and the risk of negative returns happening in the earlier years of your retirement. And last and definitely not least, overspending risk, the risk of spending more money at the beginning of your retirement, leaving insufficient funds later. I have shared extensively how our Retire Well methodology allows a retiree to integrate all his assets such as investment property, CPF life, insurance endowment plans, private annuities, bonds and equities to mitigate against all the above risk. The concept is simple. By allocating these assets into various what I call buckets or investment portfolios with different risk and returns and invested over different time horizons, the retiree is able to draw down a reliable income stream throughout his life. I have also shared that in investing our clients' money, my team at Provident does not engage in active managed funds, which predominantly employ market timing strategies. Let me reiterate the reason why we don't. Most active managers cannot beat the markets, and for the exceptional few who do, they cannot do so consistently. The truth is, many fund managers simply do not have the skills required to beat their benchmarks over a long run. Even if they do, because of the high fees they charge, it eats into the returns for investors and results in underperformance. Moreover, while there are fund managers who may have the skills to beat their benchmarks consistently, net of course, identifying who they are is a challenge. As such, we prefer to use low-cost index funds such as BlackRock or evidence-based funds such as Dimensional Fund Advisors, or we use exchange-traded funds. This approach has proven to deliver the returns that our clients need. Just recently, I booked a Grab car, and when it came, I was pleasantly surprised that it was a Lexus. Once I got in, I began an interesting conversation with the driver. I asked him if he could make money driving a high-end car. His reply inspired me. He said, "It all depends on what kind of life you want." He continued, "I enjoy a simple life, doing what I like. To me, that means driving a good Grab car and having the flexibility to go for a few vacations a year with my wife. In order to do that, he and his wife adopt a very thrifty day-to-day lifestyle. They go for trips during off-peak periods and fly, stay, and eat cheaply." I thought to myself, this guy really understands the meaning of first making a life decision and letting all his financial decisions support his life decision. He does not begin life by deciding what he wants to own. He starts life by deciding how to live. His most impulsive expense is probably renting a Lexus, but he declutters the other aspect of his life to live it. Thus, before you decide how you want your money to be managed in retirement, decide what kind of life you want to live. Decide what you want to live for and how you want to live it. By planning for your retirement this way, you will live your kind of life, whether now or in retirement, and be more at peace with yourself, knowing that you are truly living out your purpose and that your monies are being managed to enable you to do so. Thank you for tuning in to Providence Money Wisdom. I will be back soon with the next episode. For more information on my book or Providence services, kindly visit provident.com. I'll see you the next time. All analysis, views, or opinions from interviews, recommendations, and other information broadcasted, podcasted, or published herein are provided for general information purposes only. Information expressed does not take into account any specific situation, particular needs or objectives, and should not be construed as specific advice or a recommendation. Information has been obtained from sources that are deemed to be reliable, but their accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. Always consult with a qualified investment, legal, or tax professional before taking any action. Provident Limited does not accept any liability for any loss whatsoever arising from any use of the information broadcasted, podcasted, or published herein. All contents and information contained herein may not be copied or reproduced in whole or in part by any means without prior written consent of Provident Limited.